Good morning friends, myself Amit from Plutus IAS and let us begin the Hindu analysis for 4th of September 2020. So let us begin our story with significance of the date. So today is 4th September. A bit I can tell you about 4th of September is it's the founding date of Google search engine. You might have searched many times on this Google search engine. It was found on this 4th of September 1998 by two Stanford students, Larry Page and Sergey. And today Google is one of the digital giant in the world, and we all know how to use it and what it is capable of. It has provided digital power to everyone. The power of information has been harnessed with the help of this Google by each and every able person, okay, who is having digital device. So starting our story with the first topic of the day, which is friends, General Rawat has pushed for Quad. So let us see what the news is. He says that this Quad would help India and others in the region, Indian Ocean region, to form this freedom of navigation and freedom of navigation of operation. He is of the view that to ensure in Indian Ocean freedom of navigation, to ensure this freedom of navigation, we need to form these Quad, and also this could help us take advantage in India-China tensions. So Mr. Bipin Rawat, our CDS Chief of Defence Staff, he has highlighted that we have two front threats, right? We have threats from two sides. One is from Pakistan and one is from China. So India needs to have strategy so that if China is creating tensions, Pakistan is not able to take advantage of it. So in that case, friends, this Quad, let me give you the background of Quad. So Quad is a kind of non-strategic platform of four countries, including India, Japan, US and Australia. So this was informal group which was started or initiated by Mr. Shinzo Abe in 2007, and the main purpose of this group was to counter China, because China has started bullying the regional players, especially Japan and South Korea and Philippines. And you all know that South China Sea, they claim the entire South China Sea, those islands which have become a bone of contention between Japan and China, okay. And even the artificial island which China has created in the South China Sea, which has and China has been bullying using this island for the regional players, especially this Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines. They are all bullied by China using these Spratly Island, okay, Spratly Island, which has been created artificially. So this Quad was planned by all these four countries, and recently the US Deputy Secretary of State, I told you yesterday, Deputy Secretary of State, he has been come with idea that a NATO-like group could be formed among these four countries. So that and this could be Quad, okay, a new form of Quad. So this is to help each other and counter China and ensure that the global supply chains and the freedom of navigation is ensured. The global supply chains and the freedom of navigation are ensured. We all know that China is not allowing the ships and flights above the South China Sea. Okay, they have posed many restrictions. So, and even the UN clause has asked China to allow the freedom, okay, to give the freedom of navigation in this region. But China is wary of this. And this is very threatening for global freedom of supply chains, because it ensures the supplies to the world, right? I told you around $300 billion trade passes annually through this area. So this area is very much important, okay. So just now our Bipin Rawat, our Chief of Defence Staff, he has promoted this idea that to ensure the regional security and freedom of navigation in Indian Ocean region, and to address India's woes, the two front wars of India, like China and Pakistan, they are now kind of brothers. So they are posing a synergized threat to India. So in that case, we need to create this Quad-like grouping between India, Australia, Japan and US. So let me tell you a bit here that India has already been engaged in a group with this group, members of this group under this Malabar exercise. Okay, this Malabar exercise, which was initially started with the US in 1992, India and US in 1992. But later in 2015, Japan also joined it, and now Japan is a permanent member. So this exercise, actually this Malabar coast, you all know that Kerala coast in India is called this Malabar coast. So this exercise is generally conducted in Indian Ocean region, okay, and it is usually used to send a message to this hegemonic China that the presence of these powerful nations ensures the freedom of navigation in this region, because we all know that China has increased its presence with the help of that Pearl strategy, string of pearls, right? They have this Djibouti base here, Gwadar in Pakistan, then they have port in Maldives, then this Hambantota in Sri Lanka, then they have this ports in this Chitwe in, I think Chitwe in Myanmar and in Bangladesh. So they have got ports everywhere, and this has created a string of pearl strategy under which they have surrounded India. So the thing here is, friend, कि अभी ज़रूरत क्या है, द इंडिया नीड्स पार्टनर्स, बिकॉज LAC टेंशंस पहले से ही चल रही हैं, तो इंडिया नीड्स पार्टनर्स, और ये पार्टनर्स इंश्योर करेंगे टू सेंड अ मैसेज टू चाइना दैट इंडिया इज़ नॉट अलोन, एंड एक जियो पोलिटिकल अरेंजमेंट बनेगा, अ जियो पोलिटिकल अरेंजमेंट वेयर इंडिया कैन गेन एडवांटेज इन ऑन गोइंग टॉक्स. जो अभी LAC टेंशन पर ब्रिगेडियर लेवल टॉक्स चल रही हैं, वहाँ पर इंडिया को एक सर्टेन लेवल ऑफ एडवांटेज, लेवरेज मिलेगा इन टॉक्स विद चाइना, सो दैट इंडिया अपनी पावरफुल सपोर्ट बैक के साथ वहाँ पर खड़ा हो सकता है. ओके, सो येस, इट इज़ अ गुड मूव, बट इसके रेपरकशंस भी हो सकते हैं, एंड द थिंग्स कुड बी लाइक व्हेन दिस क्वाड लाइक बॉडी इज फॉर्म. So not only suppose India अगर खतरे में है, then US, Japan, Australia would come, but India would also have obligation to go into their wars. Japan चाइना के साथ, Australia के साथ किसी के साथ, या US का किसी के साथ, तो India would have obligations to pay back in terms of war. Okay, soldier, ammunition, कुछ ना कुछ तो भेजना ही पड़ेगा. तो in that case we have extra responsibility. तो हमें ये देखना होगा, इज दैट अ फेयर डील, क्या हमारे लिए ये सही चीज़ है, दैट इज टू बी अ बैलेंस हैज टू बी मेंटेन, राइट. सो जनरल बिपिन रावत हैव आल्सो टॉक्ड अबाउट द प्रॉक्सी वॉर बाय पाकिस्तान. दे से दैट पाकिस्तान इज ओनली केपेबल ऑफ प्रॉक्सी वॉर, बट इन केस ऑफ वॉर विद चाइना दे वोंट बी, वो पीछे नहीं हटेंगे फ्रॉम टेकिंग एडवांटेज ऑफ दिस कंडीशन, राइट. And also he pointed out that with China we have many protocols, border management protocols are there, but the problem has arisen with the aggressive nature of China in recent months. We have now 4 month this border standing, border dispute. There has been standing from the last 4 months, which is yet to be resolved. Even the 4th level brigadier talk recently went without any conclusion. 4th brigadier level talk, it was in Chusul. Okay, so this also went inconclusive. So the need is कि हमें कुछ तो advantage रखना पड़ेगा. Okay, we need to have a strategy to deal with China, otherwise हमें उनके terms में बात करनी पड़ेगी. Okay, now coming to actually this entire thing he said in this ISPF, एक वर्चुअल फोरम है, US India Strategic Partnership Forum. So it was organized by US and India Business Summits, और यहाँ पर इन्होंने अपनी ये बात रखी, मिस्टर जनरल बिपिन रावत. एंड हेयर मिस्टर मोदी ऑल्सो, यू माइट हैव हर्ड अबाउट हिज इनका भाषण सुना होगा आपने शायद कल, and where his speech. So in his speech he talked about that India is being a destination which is a reliable player in global supply chain, and we are one of the best place to invest for the global investors, right? So he said that nobody thought that this 2020 would be a year would turn out this way. Okay, global slowdown or slump would be there. So now the thing is required is the global we need to ramp up our capacities and to secure the future for future proofing of our citizens. So in this manner, we can improve the circles of demand, the activities of business, and could improve India's stature in global supply chain networks. Okay. With this, I would like to move ahead for my next topic of the day. Friends, it is related to question hour, and I think I have explained you the question hour yesterday, that it is the first hour during the parliamentary proceeding where the questions have been asked, जहाँ पर क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं to the government representative. Okay, so जो ministers होते हैं, government ministers, okay, who are the part of this executive, they are being asked and usually they answer the question, executive. While जो भी non ministers हैं, even from the government and opposition, they are private members. So these members are basically these member of parliament, MPs. They put question, and I told you yesterday ये question 15 दिन पहले submit करने होते हैं, and not more than 10 questions per MP per day have been allowed. So they are to be submitted, and steered or unsteered questions होते हैं. Okay. So this is an article from Mr. Hamid Ansari, in which he is explaining that how important this tool question hour is for setting accountability of a government, right? Accountability of a government. And if it is not there, what would be there? Okay, what could happen? So initially he has explained that our constitution has adopted this parliamentary form of government. We have this parliamentary form of government. And in this parliamentary form of government, the special thing is that we have this common executive and legislature, right? But the executive is held responsible by the legislature on behalf of the electorates, right? The government is answerable to parliament. So executive is held accountable or answerable by legislature. और उसके tools भी यही हैं. These are the tools. You will study all these tools in your polity lecture. These are the tools. This question are the adjournment motion, calling attention, then half an hour discussion, motion of no confidence, okay, the privilege motion. So these are the tools which are used by legislature to hold accountability for executive, the ministers and the government, how they are performing, what they are performing, what they are spending, what outcomes are coming. Okay, these all questions, how, why, what are the outcomes. So all these questions are being asked to executive for holding them accountable. Is the government functioning properly or not? और गवर्नमेंट के लिए भी फायदा होता है, because with these answers government gives a position, an official position is being explained by the authority. Official position of government is being explained. Official position of government is being explained with the answers of these questions. And even these answers of question hour, which are given to private members, they are being provided on the website. You might find them on the website of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and often they are used by this media to as reference. These answers on website, they are often used by media as a reference point. Okay, so they make people aware what their government is doing for them. So this is very important. This question hour holds a very significant, okay, a very large importance. Okay, and it covers, this question hour basically holds its importance because it covers both the domestic and foreign aspect of government. Okay, so the government could feel the pulse of nation from these questions, while the parliament, the private members, they can feel what the government is doing for their representatives. Okay, so both this question hour has been mentioned in the rules of procedure. I told you yesterday, in both the houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and I told you about steered, the oral question, and unsteered written question, right? They are submitted 15 days back. And in case of steered question, the supplementary questions could follow because answers are given in oral format. So supplementary questions could follow. While unsteered question, they are simple written question, and answers are asked in written, so supplementary question do not follow. So now government has also the discussion among this chairman and speaker of both the houses. They are now of the view to allowing this unsteered question that will continue. But the problem is that steered question, they target the intent, they explore the intent and alleged illegality of the procedures that lead to the working of government. तो इस तरह के क्वेश्चन क्या करते हैं, ये गवर्नमेंट का इंटेंट चेक करते हैं. because here the words are being used to check the intent of government, to check the emotions of government, कि गवर्नमेंट चाहती क्या है. सो देयर इज जंगलिंग ऑफ वर्ड्स के साथ खेलते हैं यहाँ पर. ओके, अदरवाइज रिटन आंसर में क्या होता है, एनीबडी कैन प्रिपेयर अ कैमोफ्लेज्ड आंसर, अ वेरी गुड आंसर, वेयर एवरीथिंग सीम्स गुड, बट टू इंटेंट को बाहर लाना, ओके, अनसेटिस्फैक्ट्री आंसर्स होना, दैट कुड बी देयर ओनली इन ओरल क्वेश्चंस. So what the government can do, this article suggests that the government could have gone for aligning these questions with limited abilities, like the members who are concerned with the question could have tabled the question in writing, and then only limited number of questions could follow up. कि एक क्वेश्चन ओरल आपने दे दिया है 15 दिन पहले, और अब क्या होगा, जो फॉलो अप क्वेश्चंस आएंगे उनको भी राइटिंग में ले सकती है गवर्नमेंट, सो दैट दे आर वेरी लिमिटेड इन नंबर, और टाइम पता हो कि हाउ मच टाइम दिस वुड टेक. अदरवाइज वी ऑल नो दैट क्वेश्चन आर एक्सटेंड्स टू अ पीरियड. एंड देन आई थिंक दिस आर्टिकल इज ओवर नाउ, एंड देन आई वांट टू हाईलाइट द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ क्वेश्चन आर इन इंडिया. So recently this one committee has found that just 60% of the question hour has been lost in India. Okay, they have found the report from this period 2015 to 2019, and during this period 322 sessions of parliament were held. This amounts to 322 hours, 322 घंटे जो कि क्वेश्चन आवर को मिलने चाहिए थे. बट फ्रेंड्स, ओनली 133 hours and 17 minutes have been allotted. This means that the working of question hour has not been up to the mark, and they say that 60% of the question hour, the time allotted to question hour, has been lost during the past 5 years, and the government has been not taking the matters of accountability seriously. And this accountability is very much important for good governance, the concept of good governance, right? अगर अच्छी गवर्नेंस प्रोवाइड करनी है, द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया सेज दैट वी वांट टू प्रोवाइड मिनिमम गवर्नमेंट मैक्सिमम गवर्नेंस. सो दिस कैन ओनली बी पॉसिबल व्हेन द गवर्नमेंट इज ट्रांसपेरेंट एंड अकाउंटेबल. कई बार ऐसा हुआ है व्हेन दिस द क्वेश्चंस इन क्वेश्चन आवर हैज लेड टू एक्सपोजर ऑफ मेनी स्कैंडल्स. इसलिए इस तरह की अकाउंटेबिलिटी बहुत ज़रूरी है. ओके, even the unsatisfactory answers, they come to media, and the media then questions. The fourth pillar of democracy gives people the chance to question the government, right? वो उनके लिए क्वेश्चन उठाते हैं. So coming back to this question are the various even the replies are not up to the mark. Okay, and the worst year was 2018, when only 22% of the allotted time was given for asking and answering asking and answering, while best was in 2017 with 57% of time utilization. So you see how much, even in best year, 40% of time was lost. So the government is using this pandemic, what the opposition says, the opposition leaks that the government in this very serious times of pandemic, they are using this pandemic as excuse to shed off the accountability, और ये सही नहीं है. The government is not doing this in right way. Okay, yes, there should be proper manner. If not offline, there could be online question hour session. In my opinion, कुछ इस तरह का arrangement कर सकते हैं. When everyone else is moving online, why not the government? The government can move the parliament online. Okay, the question hour, at least the question hour which is now shared, it could have be moved online, ताकि लोग क्वेश्चंस अपने फॉरवर्ड कर सकें, एंड ड्यूरिंग द पर्टिकुलर सेशन, एक पर्टिकुलर सेशन के दौरान मिनिस्टर्स अपने आंसर दे सकें, बिकॉज इट इज़ वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रेंड्स. ओके, देन आई थिंक दैट्स इनफ. मूविंग टुवर्ड्स आवर नेक्स्ट टॉपिक. सो इंडिया इज अब्यूजिंग द नेशनल सिक्योरिटी एंड कोल्यूडिंग विद यूएस. सो दिस आर्टिकल फ्रेंड्स इज ऑल अबाउट व्हाट चाइना इज सेइंग. सो होता क्या है जनरली फ्रेंड्स, दैट सेवरल आर्टिकल्स आर बीन गिवन to like Chinese ambassador in India. Okay, he will be given several space in Indian newspapers. So Indian newspaper, तो जहाँ पर ये अपनी बात रख सकते हैं, and in these articles they put forward their point towards the population of India, towards the people of India. and since this article is written by this Mr. Anant Krishnan, so not iska nahi pata about this, but usually what happens that Chinese, we have listened about them that they have been funding such kind of articles in Europe by force in US and Europe. Okay, they have even captured the media attention there, and they have this have been seen. Okay, and this article is simply that Anant Krishnan here, Mr. Anant Krishnan is highlighting the Chinese view of Mr. Gao Feng of the India-China LAC tension. So recently I told you yesterday that 116 app, okay, here 118. So 118 Chinese app have been banned by government of India. इसको बैन किया गया है government of India के द्वारा, which includes apps like PUBG, WeChat. Okay. So the thing is that China has criticized this move. China has criticized this move, and they say that such kind of move from such kind of discriminatory move from India. Okay, let me give you the points. तो China, यहाँ पर देखिए कि China ने अपने points रखे किस तरह से हैं. You will find that they are most fair people in the world, and when you see what they are doing on the ground, तो आपको कुछ और ही realize होगा. So first let us see what they are saying. सबसे पहला point है that India is being discriminatory. India is using the national issue, this national security issue in a discriminative manner in banning these Chinese apps. Okay, and then they are not only hurting the Chinese companies, but Indian consumers also. Which are who are benefiting, who are getting the benefits from these Chinese softwares. Then they say that India has been ruining the investment environment in their country. So there has been a problem with this. Okay, because yes, this kind of move where India is violating the WTO rules, as the Chinese are saying. Okay, we are not violating any such rules. We are doing this in the interest of our own country. But China is saying that we have been violating the WTO rules and creating this taking these discriminatory steps, right? So it will hamper investment in China. They say that this trade is fruitful for both the country. They say the India-China economic trade cooperation is mutually beneficial and win-win situation. But the thing is, ये mutually beneficial नहीं है. Around $50 billion का trade deficit हर साल होता है. So we are giving extra $50 billion to China. $50 billion is a significant amount, right? And we are getting very less from this trade benefit. Okay, but the thing is now many of our companies are dependent on China. Okay, the thing is this, and there has been this crucial infrastructure dependence. Okay, then the fourth point they have raised that India has been colluding with US, because you all know that I explained this. The Deputy Chief Secretary State of US, Mr. Stephen Begun, he gave that statement of NATO-like alliance between the Quad members. So the Chinese minister, this Gao Feng, he has condemned that US has been meddling with the regional players, and they say that both India and China are capable of solving their issues bilaterally. अब जाहिर सी बात है, they are more powerful. In many terms, they are more powerful than India. We have to accept this reality. Okay, we have to accept this reality. So now they don't want any other powerful member to come into play and support India's back. वो नहीं चाहेंगे कोई और बाहर से आके इंडिया को सपोर्ट करे, so that इनका स्टेटस छोटा पड़ जाए. So the thing is, this is why they are meddling. But India needs to be worried. ये जरूरी नहीं है that US will support us. And that is why we have been engaging in multilateral terms. We have been engaging with EU, Japan, okay, Australia, and even the smaller countries. We have been engaging with, so that we can counter China in every manner we can. Because we have cleared our situation. Okay, we will not go to the previous condition, the bilateral relations, unless that status quo of pre-May period is maintained on LAC. Unless the unilateral aggressive action taken by China are not taken back, right? So these are the points that China has recently raised, but they should see what they are doing. they have been aggressive with every of their neighbor, whether it is this Japan, whether it is Korea, whether it is Vietnam, whether it is Myanmar. Even you might have heard recently 28,000 square kilometer land of their western neighbor Kyrgyzstan has been claimed by China, and a significant portion has been occupied. And similarly they are doing with all the neighbors around them. Okay, so India need to be worried, and India need to have better engagement with other partners ताकि हम अपना step ढंग से ले सकें. Coming to Facebook, so we all know that this Congress has written a letter to Facebook chief CEO Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, in which the Congress alleged this giant. कांग्रेस ने इन पर आरोप लगाया था that you are being interfering in Indian political system and you are favoring the ruling party. I told you about that Ankhi Das case. She is Indian head of this Facebook, and it was alleged in the Wall Street Journal article and Time magazine article that Ankhi Das has not removed a article which was inciting, okay, which could have incite riots, okay, incite riots, or it was kind of hate speech. And this article was not removed because Ankhi Das wanted to be in good books of ruling party, So it is alleged that this Facebook is having different duopoly or kind of dual standards. They have dual standards, because in USA when there was riots against black, they removed all the content which was against the black, okay, which was against the harmony in US. But while in India, even there was this problem of riots, especially in Delhi, they did not remove the content. So there has been questions that this Facebook has been supporting the ruling party, and now Facebook has come with answer, and they have the Mr. Neil Potts, public policy director of Facebook, he has come with the answer that first and foremost they have used this opportunity to become more non-partisan, and they strive to ensure that इनका जो platform है वहाँ पर हर कोई अपनी बात ईमानदारी से रख सके, okay, freedom के साथ रख सके. Everyone can express themselves freely on their platform, whether Facebook, Instagram or WhatsApp. And they have said that they will make it clear to denounce every manner of hate and bigotry in all form. और इनका कहना है कि ये हर मैनर की बाइगोट्री और हेट को डिनाउंस करते हैं. Okay, they have their own community standards which prohibits the attacks and based on this religion, caste, ethnicity and national origin. तो इनका ये कहना है कि they have already their community standard, they work on the basis of those standards. But recently we have seen that Delhi government also, a panel, investigating panel of the Delhi government has also raised these issues with the Facebook. So these digital giants, they are now creating kind of penetration that they have done is very large, very deep. So we all need to be worried कि हम अपनी सोच कहीं इनके हिसाब से तो नहीं बना रहे. What we are thinking should not be because of what we have read on these platforms, right? Because they could interfere with our thinking and then could lead to interfere with our electoral system. Okay, so our election should be fair and free because it is very much the base of democracy. And these giants, they should be regulated. There should be regulation from the side of government. Otherwise, बहुत खराब conclusion हो सकते हैं. Okay, this could lead to very dangerous situations for democracy. Coming to Sri Lanka, I have explained you about Sri Lanka that the SLPP party here on August 5, this 5 of August, it won with 2/3 majority in Sri Lanka. And I also told you that their this poll status was to remove this 19th amendment, 13th amendment, create a new constitution draft. Okay, so now they have this SLPP under this Mr. Gotabaya and Mahinda Rajapaksa. Okay, I think Mahinda Rajapaksa is the Prime Minister and Gotabaya Rajapaksa is the President, right? So under both these PM and President are brothers, and both these have set the agenda. The first agenda they have set is to remove the 19th amendment. अब पहले जानते हैं 19th amendment है क्या. So friends, 19th amendment was passed in this 2015 by this Ranil Wickremesinghe government in Sri Lanka, and in that some powers of the president of Sri Lanka were curbed. इनके पास प्रेसिडेंशियल सिस्टम ऑफ गवर्नमेंट है, तो यहाँ पर प्रेसिडेंट की कुछ पावर कर्ब करके और दूसरे इंस्टीट्यूशंस, पार्लियामेंट और दूसरे इंस्टीट्यूशंस को दे दी गई थी, सो दैट द इंडिपेंडेंस ऑफ दोज डेमोक्रेटिक इंस्टीट्यूशंस कुड बी मेंटेन. ओके, but the problem has arise now because Mr. Gotabaya now wants to gain more power. So he is of the view कि 19th constitutional amendment अब हटा दिया जाएगा, it would be removed with this 20th amendment, right? So ये एक तरह का retrogressive step है because they are moving back towards lower levels of accountability. They are going to snatch the independence of institutions, right? The curb on presidential powers which was there with the 19th amendment would be removed. और अब ये 2 से ज़्यादा बार भी इलेक्शन लड़ सकेंगे. The president, earlier there was a curb limit of 2 terms, but now this limit would be removed. Okay. Also they are going to remove this 30th amendment जहाँ पर provincial autonomy provide की गई है श्रीलंका में states को, and this was very much reason for providing autonomy to Tamils. Okay, जो north वहाँ का northern province है, वहाँ की जो स्टेट है उन्हें जो ऑटोनॉमी 13th अमेंडमेंट में मिली है, दैट हैज़ बीन यूटिलाइज्ड बाय तमिल फॉर गेनिंग सम काइंड ऑफ रिकॉग्निशन, आइडेंटिटी क्रिएट हुई है इससे उन लोगों की इन तमिल, बिकॉज देयर हैज़ बीन टेंशन, राइट, सिविल वॉर हैज़ बीन देयर. सो नाउ दे आर ऑफ द व्यू के 13th अमेंडमेंट भी हटना चाहिए, प्रोविंशियल ऑटोनॉमी को भी कम कर दें, एंड नाउ दे आर रेडी टू ड्राफ्ट दिस न्यू कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, and this would be put to this debates of for public, and then it would later be submitted to the parliament. Okay, and they already have this 2/3 comfortable 2/3 majority, तो शायद problem भी नहीं होगी, but they are saying that they are going to correct anomalies. लेकिन here the thing is that people of parliament, those who are from civil society, those who are academia or educated people or the experts in various matters, they should come ahead and they can reverse this wrongdoing. इस wrongdoing को reverse करना चाहिए उन्हें, because concentration of power never leads to transparency and accountability. Okay, and this we have seen in countries like China, जिसने वर्ल्ड को एक ऐसा पेंडेमिक दिया है, and all because of this non-transparency. अगर उन्होंने पहले ही आकर बता दिया होता, they would have told that COVID-19 is this and this disease, और ये इस तरह फैल सकती है, पहले ही इंटरनेशनल मूवमेंट कर्व कर दिए गए होते, सो इतना the spread which we have seen should not have been there. So this transparency should be there in government, accountability should be there, और इस तरह के मूव्स को नहीं होने देना चाहिए. Okay. The next topic is, you might have heard about this, that this new diamond ship of India, which was coming from this Kuwait, it was carrying crude oil of around 2 lakh metric tons of cargo, has caught fire near the eastern coast of Sri Lanka. Okay, it was heading towards Paradip. Paradip is a port in India, in Odisha. Okay, on the eastern coast in Odisha. It's a very important port of India, one of the 12 major ports of India. So this was actually the ship caught fire on the eastern coast of Sri Lanka, and it is actually a VLCC. VLCC क्या होता है? Very large crude carrier, and was chartered by Indian Oil Corporation. Okay, that's it. Actually, I wanted to give you some information. So, and this topic is about this. Experts have flagged the EIA notification. So some experts from UN, special rapporteurs from UN, they have said that India's EIA is diluting the rights, okay, the obligations which have been there in international law to provide the right to clean air and environment, which has been one such right declared under UNHRC, UN Human Rights Commission, and they are of the view that India has been diluting this right under this EIA assessment 2020 draft. Okay, so they have asked for answers from the government and said that the clauses they have exempted could lead to kind of dilution of the already existing norms, right? Because there has been some exemptions to large industries under the new draft EIA. Exemptions are there. Then this public reporting has been missing. They have excluded the public reporting. the post execution public reporting. Then there has been this problem of voluntary committee, the post approval by the voluntary committee. So the wrongs like this LG polystyrene problem was there. So the wrongs could be rectified in later. इसमें क्या होगा कि लोग गलती करेंगे एंड देन द वायलेशन कमिटी वुड रेक्टिफाई इट लेटर कि भैया वो अभी हमारे अंडर में नहीं थे अभी तक. So the thing is that EIA notification is for the purpose to reduce the impact of such products on environment, not to provide more opportunities for ease of doing business. A balance is very much important. A balance is very much important in this economy versus ecology debate. Okay. इकोनॉमी वर्सेस इकोलॉजी डिबेट. और ये बैलेंस तभी मेंटेन हो पाएगा व्हेन इंडिया इज गोइंग फॉर सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट, और उसके लिए ये EIA नोटिफिकेशन को रिविजिट करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. मूविंग ऑन टू आवर नेक्स्ट टॉपिक फ्रेंड्स, विच इज़ अबाउट रशिया हैज़ डिसाइडेड टू टेक ड्रिल्स इन मेडिटेरेनियन सी. सो मैंने बताया था दैट दिस इज टर्की, एंड द न्यूज़ इज दैट रशिया हैज़ डिसाइडेड टू टेक ड्रिल्स इन दिस ईस्टर्न मेडिटेरेनियन रीजन. And recently friends, what Turkey did, Turkey found actually Turkey and Greece were having long-term talks in this Germany. Okay, and the reason was that this eastern Mediterranean Sea has been a zone of contention between these Egypt, this Cyprus, Greece and Turkey, because you might have heard the concept of exclusive economic zone. Okay, so they are exclusive right, कुछ भी दूसरे देश नहीं कर सकते वहाँ पर in this territorial waters. Then while freedom of navigation is there, sea boundaries are there in this zone, and the bone of contention it has become between the members here. So recently Greece and Turkey were having talks, but Greece signed an agreement with Egypt regarding this exclusive economic zone of Greece and Egypt. So although they have hit a jackpot recently in Black Sea, which is around 3 lakh billion cubic metric something. Okay, so they have hit a jackpot in this region, right? But the problem is 320 billion metric tons. 320 billion metric tons. This is the amount of the gas reserve they have recently found in Black Sea. So you can imagine what amount it is. Okay, but giving the tensions here, and this is the only route for Turkey to connect with the global supply chains. ये जो route है, ये the Suez Canal and this Black Sea for Russia. So for Turkey this area is very important, and even for the others, and they should have created a kind of they could have resolved it by agreeing on mutually accepted terms, right? But the problem is that Turkey and Greece, they are forced for centuries. Okay, century, बहुत पुरानी लड़ाई है इनकी. And you might have heard about Eastern question during the First World War. So, and the Ottoman Turks, Byzantine Empire, all those things in world history which you will study, वो आपको इसके बारे में detailed analysis देगा. For now we have to know only this much, that in this Eastern question these countries, Turkey, Greece and Cyprus, they are involved. And now Turkey has been exploring the oil and gas reserves in the Eastern Mediterranean, and they now have the backing of this Russia, because Russia के लिए भी this is the only way out. If Russia wants to connect to global supply chain, this is the only way out. And this was the reason they captured Crimea in 2014-13 I think. This was the reason they captured Crimea. कि Black Sea Russia के लिए बहुत importance hold करता है, because other regions where Russia has coast, they are usually frigid. Okay, they get frozen in the winters. So this is the only all-time passage for Russia. So now Russia is supporting Turkey, and they are now conducting a drill in this region, and to show this Greece and other members that they are holding this area with a firm grip. Okay, and also the Russia-Turkey relations have improved a bit during this last few years, as Russia has given S-400 a very good anti-missile system to Turkey, and then Russia has also provided a nuclear power plant to be built in southern coast of Turkey. Okay, so the relations are improving, and this Turkey is a NATO member. Still it is siding with Russia. Okay, so the things here may turn worse if the matters are not resolved at the earliest. and we hope they could be resolved and the regional players are not interfering, the out of region player would not interfere much. With this, I would like to thank you friends. I hope I have contributed well to your knowledge today, and have a nice day. Thank you.